Good morning and how are you? Great to see you again today. Today we will be making a fantastic, wonderful, spiced parsnip wine. Now parsnip wine is great to make in the late winter months after your parsnips have had a hard frost or when they're dirt cheap in the shops after the Christmas period. You get them for like 10p a kilo or something. So go and buy a load of parsnips or dig them up from your allotment, wherever you get them from. Fantastic. Now this recipe is going to be slightly different than a previous parsnip wine I've made up because we're going to add a lot of spice to it and make it really festive for next winter, next Christmas. This wine will take a year to make and mature and be brilliant. So make it now, as soon as you can, ready for next Christmas. Fantastic. The first thing you want to do is make up a raisin or sultana tea. So grab yourself 500 grams of raisins or sultanas and pour them into a big stock pot, and then pour over a litre of boiling water and whack your raisins with your litre of water onto the stove and bring them to a boil, and then let it keep on rolling boiling for about 20 minutes, half an hour. What we're aiming to do here is to slightly caramelise the raisins and make a lovely tea from them. We'll extract the juice from the raisins after it's boiled away for about 20 minutes. And then proceed with the recipe. So in the meantime, whilst that boils, have a glass of wine, come back to it. Fantastic. A minute now. With your raisins boiled up for about 20 minutes, half an hour at a good rolling boil, you want to extract them from that lovely tea, that liquid, and put the juice into your clean fermentation bin. Fantastic. Grab yourself a sieve or a colander or a pair of tight's or something so that you can extract your juice from those raisins. The reason I am not boiling up the parsnips with the raisins is because I'm trying to be frugal. I want to make a lovely bread pudding with those raisins later on for pudding and use the parsnips for dinner. If you can get wine as well as a pudding and a main course from your wine making, fantastic, go for it. So that's the reason I'm doing things separately. Now for this recipe, I'm going to be using 2 kilograms of parsnips for your 1 gallon batch of wine. Now 2 kilograms might sound overkill, but it creates a really strong, full-bodied, parsnip-like winter rocket fuel style wine. So get yourself chopping your 2 kilograms of your parsnips and then throw them into your big stock pot. Make sure they're clean, otherwise no need to peel because a lot of the flavour is held within the skin itself. With all of your parsnips added to the stock pot, you want to pour over 2 litres of boiling water and bring it up to the boil on the stove and then let it simmer away for 20 minutes. Just under that rolling boil, get all that lovely flavour from the parsnips into that lovely, divine, golden brown water. Fantastic. And whilst that's coming up to the boil and simmering away, we can move on to the next stage of the wine, which is preparing the wonderful orangey, spiced sugariness. This is going to be a great wine for Christmas because it can be so intense on the flavours from the root veg rocket fuel alcohol bite through to the Christmassy spices through to the oranges tickling your taste buds. Fantastic. So what we need to do is grab yourself 3 oranges, slice them into halves and squeeze that juice into the bucket with the raisin tea in already. So 3 oranges squeezed in, fantastic. I'm going to throw in 1 cinnamon stick straight in there and a good shake of nutmeg. Oh, loads in there. You want this to be as spicy as you can make it. And also, for good measure, a big pour of ginger. If you want to use fresh ginger, chop a good knuckle, chop as much as you like, or sprinkle in as much as you feel that this wine needs for your tastes. It's your wine, make it the way you want. This is your wine, make it the way you want it. There's no point adding a teaspoon of spice if you feel you could do with a ladle of spice in there. Vice versa, if I say to add a ladle of spice, it's a little bit more fiery, and you don't like ginger, don't add it. Simple, it's your recipe, it's your wine. This is only a guide, an idea to give you the inspiration to go and create your own wonderful recipes. Fantastic. Right then, now we need to add the sugar. I find that 1.5 kilograms gives you a really good strength wine. You won't get much fermentable sugar from the parsnips, that's purely for the flavour. However, it does seem to taste very alcoholic because of the parsnips, but they won't contribute much fermentable sugar. So for a good dry wine, that's pretty strong, about 13–14%. I like to add about 1.5 kilos of sugar. So pour in your sugar into the mix, dead simple, really easy. And then add your other kilogram on top of the half you just added. Pour it straight in, easy. Not done, and then give it a good stir. And get that sugar mixed in with the raisin tea, the spice and the orange juice. And then once your stock pot has come to the boil and simmered for about 20 minutes, half an hour, we'll be back and we'll continue this recipe. Fantastic. So go, have a glass of wine, and I'll see you very soon. Now with your parsnips being all soft and succulent, ready to be mashed or quickly roasted in the pan with a bit of rosemary, you want to strain off the juice into your fermentation bucket on top of that divine spice and orange and raisin tea juice and that sugar. Fantastic. So simply strain off the parsnips, strain the juice into your bucket, and there are a few more things we need to add to our succulent parsnip spiced juice to make it into the finished product. The first is a tea bag, and the tea bag provides the tannin which brings out a wonderful mouthfeel and vinosity to the wine that sucks your cheeks in and makes you want to drink even more of it. You also want to add some cold water to bring up that level to the 1 gallon mark and to bring the temperature down, ready to add the yeast. So pour in enough cold water to bring it up to your 1 gallon mark. And with the addition of that water, it should be cool enough now to add your yeast. So sprinkle in about a teaspoon or a sachet of your chosen yeast. I'm using a general purpose wine yeast for this parsnip wine because I don't feel the addition of a specialist yeast is really necessary. So sprinkle in your yeast along with some yeast nutrient just to stop the yeast from getting stressed and adding any off flavours to the wine. It's very important to keep your yeast healthy and strong and vibrant within your wine. If it starts to stress, it will give off flavours and off aromas to the wine, and that's not what you want. So keep your yeast healthy and fun loving. And now we want to add in as well 1 teaspoon of pectolase just to help prevent any pectin hazes that might occur from the parsnips. It does help, but if you don't have pectolase, not to worry, it's not an essential ingredient. So sprinkle in 1 teaspoon of pectolase to the mustard. Now we want to place the lid on top of the bucket and set it aside for 5 to 7 days to let it have that initial really fervid, exciting fermentation. Stir it daily if you can, just get more oxygen into the yeast to give that yeast that boost of the aerobic fermentation. And then we'll be back in 5 to 7 days to finish off this divine, wonderful, spiced parsnip wine. And I'll see you then. See you soon. Greetings, and 5 days have passed since we made up our lovely spiced parsnip must. It's been fermenting away, getting all lively and active and fervid and having a great party inside your fermentation bucket. What we need to do now is transfer it from the bucket into a clean, sanitised, sterilised demijohn. Now I'm going to be using a funnel with a pair of tights in. I find it easier this way because it catches a lot of the particles. You can use a sieve or a colander if you like. Use anything to extract the cinnamon stick, the tea bag, the orange, and any particles left over from the boiled up raisins and the boiled up parsnip. And it's just a simple case of pouring in the liquid through your chosen, holy, captivating device. Fantastic. With your demijohn now full to the neck, you want to insert a clean airlock without getting too splashed with the leftovers. You want to insert a clean airlock into the neck of your demijohn and then set it aside in a warm place and let it carry on fermenting until it's fully dry. This wine is better served dry than sweet, I always find. It just has that parsnip, strong, roderick fuel thing that the dryness really benefits from. We'll probably need to wrap this off a couple of times because the sediment from the parsnips is very fine and it went through the mesh. But that's normal, that's fine, so wrap it off as and when you need. Then once it's fully matured, you want to bottle it ready for Christmas and you'll be so pleased. And if you're after another root vegetable recipe, why don't you check this video out up by here, and I'll see you all really soon. You have a good day now. Have fun.